Hello everyone, this is Cora's on StarCraft, and I am here with GG Well Played, episode number 6. DreamHack just released the replays today. Thank you very much to DreamHack. I can't stress how important it is that I get these replays and that the community gets these replays. It's one thing to watch VODs and watch tournaments live, but it's a whole nother thing to get the replays because when you're watching a VOD or watching a tournament, you only see what the observer shows you. If you want to know some specific timing, what time does he get these drones at? What time does he get these roaches at? You want to know specifics of build. You want to know how a player truly plays, and you want to copy their style. You need the replays, and so DreamHack is really saving esports with this, with the releasing of these replays, allowing people like me to do content like this for you guys. And yeah, let's get right into it. So this game is from DreamHack. The DreamHack, was it Stockholm? No, DreamHack Bucharest. DreamHack Bucharest, which was a couple weeks ago. I believe this is round of 8. This is, as you can see here, this is Impact, and we have in the top right, we have the Boss Toss MC. And so really, I'm still trying to figure out a format for this show. I'm kind of mixing it up a little bit. I'm trying to get like constant uploads, and I will be trying to do that once school gets out, which would be in a couple weeks. Also, like, I'm trying to figure out what format I'm trying to have for the actual show, and so what should I do? Should I do both players' perspective? Should I do one player's perspective? Should I do more build based? Should I do more strategy based? And so I'm trying it. I'm trying to see what I'm gonna see what happens. I'm gonna see what you guys like, and I can change it depending on how you guys feel. So please leave a comment either in the Team Liquid thread or on this video, and I will be much obliged to hear your comments. Alright, so for this episode, it's going to be mostly by Impact's point of view, but also I'm going to talk a little bit what MC does. So let's get the game going. Alright, so basically Overgrowth, one of the new ladder maps. Kind of your standard cookie cutter map. I wouldn't say there's anything too different about it. It's a little more wide open than most, but I mean, there's nothing too much to say about it. So let's do that. Ah, yeah, very nice. Okay. So off the bat, Impact. He's playing MC. What does he know MC likes to do? He knows MC likes to cannon rush, take aggressive risks, and really just be aggressive. That is what MC's known for. And what does Impact have to do with Zerg? He has to not die to it. So what's he gonna do? Once we see. So with this choice of opening, he's going to go with the 14 pool. Why 14 pool? Because if MC goes cannon rush, he'll be able to stop it, and we all know MC loves his cannon rush. Alright, so he's going to scout with his overlords. This is very crucial, of course, making sure the overlord gets to the base and scouts. Now he can already tell with this nexus timing that it's the gateway expand, and he sees the zealot. There would be a forge and a wall here if it was a forge fast expand. So once he sees the nexus, he knows that most likely MC went gateway expand. And what does that mean? That means MC is going to attack around 7 minutes. Between 6 and 7 minutes, there's going to be an attack. And what does Impact need to do? He needs to make units in order to stay alive. So already, as he's doing his build, the cogs are turning in his head as to the question of what he should do to defend. Because really, as Zerg, you pick a unit composition and you just defend until you have enough units and overwhelm your opponent. Alright. So what's Impact going to do? He's going to get 2 gas. I believe he's going to take speed. Hopefully. I kind of forgot what happened in this game. Roach Warren. Look at that. MC went for a 4-gate attack. Sand gate. Not really a sand gate, but a 4-gate attack. So let's go back a little bit, if I can figure it out. No. Okay, let's go back just a little bit. What's another important part? Another important part when you see this gateway expand is killing this probe. He sees his great overlord spread, sees the probe. Let's get rid of that. His great overlord spread sees the probe. This is the most important thing to stop. If he stops the probe, then he basically stops the attack. Yeah, well, he at least forces the probe back, which is enough. Now MC's attack is very delayed because he has to send this probe back out again on the middle of the map, trying not to let it die, and lo and behold, Impact is able to catch it. So already MC's attack stopped it. MC's warp gate finished at 6:30, and now it's 7:30, and he hasn't attacked yet. This gave Impact this allowed Impact to delay the attack long enough to get 11 roaches and 10 zerglings, which is more than enough to stop these kind of pushes. As well, he delayed his third base slightly just to make sure he didn't die. Now MC gets pushed back enough roaches, and now MC is going to try and attack again. Basically, all Impact needs to do is defend. And so Impact has a choice. Firstly, he needs to find out what MC's doing. Is MC taking a third behind this, or is MC going for an all-in? Do you see the robo? He did not see the robo. With his Zerglings here, he knows MC's gonna go probably for an all-in. He sees the Immortal. This is crucial. This scout right here, he sees the Immortal. Why is that crucial? Because it's not Wings of Liberty anymore. Protoss don't go Immortals into all-in, into a third base. That doesn't really happen. And as you can see, MC's making a bunch of gateways, just like MC always does. Alright, so now what does Impact have to do? He's already decided to go Swarm Host. Swarm Hosts, now, is the point I want to touch on this point. Okay, let's get to normal speed. Okay, so I want to touch on this point. There's been a lot of controversy about Swarm Hosts lately. People are talking, oh, they're imbalanced, blah blah blah, you know, they're annoying. Look at Stefano and Petraeus from Lone Star Clash, blah blah blah. David Kim had a few words to say before, talking about how, you know, a swarm host complete redesign or complete taking out would kill Zerg, and these are the situations that swarm hosts are meant for, zoning out. So swarm hosts are good against this composition because there's no splash damage. As you can see, there's zealots, sentries, stalkers, and immortals. There's no splash there. All Impact needs to do is get these swarm hosts out, and he can easily hold off this push from MC. So what's he gonna do? He needs to delay. He knows it. With his great watchtower vision, he knows that Minchel, I keep calling him Minchel. He knows that MC is out. MC is out to attack. Impact goes for the counterattack and forces MC's units back. This is crucial because now the swarm hosts are going to get out, and Enduring Locust is 60 seconds away. It's all about delaying as Zerg at this point. Against Protoss all-ins, if you're playing Zerg, it's all about delaying. The more time you can delay, the slower you can make the all-in hit, the better off you'll be. So now, this game is a demonstration of why swarm hosts are needed in the game. Yes, they're annoying. They're really annoying to play as because Zerg can just sit back and turtle, but swarm hosts aren't the problem. That should be something that this game shows. Swarm hosts do have a place in this game, and it's stopping all-ins like this. Also, if it was a Stargate all-in, swarm hosts do wonders of stopping that. Really, any kind of splash damage all-in works. So Impact constantly has this roach force here. One, if MC tries to take a third behind this, he will be completely shut down. And two, obviously the counterattacking principle that I was talking about earlier. So Impact is going to take a fight here with the Locust. This is good. See, now he's zoning the Protoss army out. Protoss army is delayed yet again, which is not really good for MC, as he wanted to attack about 3 minutes ago. So now he's sitting around in this awkward position with his Immortal Sentry Force, and there's nothing he can really do. He can't really expand, and he can't attack either. And he can't continue to max out on Immortal Sentry, because it just simply won't work. So now Impact's basically held off the push. He's going to continue to make more Swarm Hosts. And you're probably wondering, oh, this is terrible. But the way he's using his Swarm Host to zone out the Protoss army is absolutely brilliant, and something that more Zerg players should try. Also, many Zerg players just sit there and troll the Swarm Host. Ax.Impact. Impact always moves the Swarm Host right after he attacks if they're in danger. So he's really using them for their original purpose, which I really like, and I feel like more Zerg players should do. Like, this is exciting gameplay. or Impact is actually making his Ax.Impact is actually making Swarm Host look fun, you know, look exciting. Really. So now MC's attack isn't really working because it took way too long. As you can see, Impact delayed his... I can barely see his force fields. Impact delayed his attack for 4 minutes, and now he barely held on. Imagine if this attack had happened 3 minutes ago, or 12 minutes, when MC wanted to. Impact would be completely dead. So that Impact lost some drones. That's fine. He didn't die. He's on 3 base. He can easily take a 4th. And we're going to speed it up a little bit. Alright, so now MC is going for Colossus, but he's still way behind. As you can see in the supply, he's down by 50 army supply, even though the workers are even. And Impact is still denying this 3rd with the sling. Even though it didn't get a kill, I mean, he's still looking for a 3rd. So now Impact is bringing his Swarm Host on the offensive, which is rather risky, but I like this choice. As a spectator, I like this choice, simply because, I mean, it's action, it's not just sitting there, as I've said before. So now at this point of the game, Impact is way ahead. He sees the Colossus. He knows that MC is going to go. Impact is going to. I can't talk. Impact knows that MC is going to make Colossus in order to counter a Swarm Host. And as good as Roach Swarm Host is, it's not going to work against Colossus, simply because Colossus are too good. So what does he do? He decides to make a Spire. Still got Lair Tech. Decides to make a Spire for Corruptors. This is a very good choice, of course, and something that Zerg players can all learn from. Really, even when I play my mistakes, I make my Spire a bit too late, and I always lose to Colossus. But so Impact is still constantly on the offensive. He wants to continue being on the offensive and forcing MC to spread out his really small army. Simply because any attack you get, because his army supply is so much higher, any attack that Ax.Impact can make, and with MC's split army will work. Now you can see right here, he's baiting MC's army with the Swarm Host, and he's got a whole set of lings right over here. So let's see what happens. Now he will force a cancel, but still able to draw MC's attention. So now, when was the last time Ax.Impact has been attacked? He hasn't been attacked in about 5 minutes, which is really good for any Zerg player. Anytime you can spend 5 minutes without being attacked and just sitting there and macroing, and even being on the offensive, it's just good for a Zerg player. So now Impact's got the Corruptors, he's got the maxed army, he's got the upgrades. Now all he needs to do is attack and get a good engagement. He's really abusing the map here. There are 2 main entry points on Overgrowth, on Overgrowth, here and here. Unfortunately, it's not like a Entombed Valley situation where you can just sit in one place and defend. Like if it was here that you had to defend, it wouldn't really work. It would work really well, actually, sorry. But now since MC has to defend 2 distinct locations at once that he can't defend from one point, there's a potential for Impact to pull him apart. So let's see what happens. Impact is just going to surround him on 2 sides. And while he's attacking, he's always attacking in another place. It's something that's key to note. Impact never attacks in one spot, he's always attacking in another place, forcing any bad army positioning from MC to be punished, which is good play. He's also utilizing the Swarm Host as a zoning mechanism and to even do the pressure. This is really how I've said it a bunch of times now, but this is really how Swarm Hosts are supposed to be played. So there's not much to it after this. MC's still way behind, even though the supplies look even right now. All Impact has to do is make units, and Blink Stalkers against Locusts and Roaches are not going to work, unfortunately. So now Impact's way ahead, and that's basically a game. I believe he leaves soon. I'm not sure. And Impact doesn't even take a 5th base. He just knows he's so far ahead. He just has to keep pumping units, which is really good play by him. Managed to snipe the Observer, I believe. Oh no, I believe he did. I'm not sure. Oh no, he didn't. There's 3 observers over there. Okay, so I'm gonna let this play out and talk. So what was good about Impact's play here? I'm just gonna go over what I just said in the game. So primarily, his scouting was top notch. He knew all the timings from MC and was able to stop his early gateway pressure by having good map presence and attacking and stopping the probe. Secondly, his use of swarm hosts, or his use of once he scouted MC's second push with the Immortal Sentry, he used Roach Ling distractions in order to buy time for his swarm hosts. That's something completely crucial for Zerg players and something that can really step up your game if you start practicing. Lastly, he's using swarm hosts as they're intended to be, not as they're currently used by most players. He's using them to zone out MC's army and also to defend against the Roach Immortal Sentry push. So really, all around great play by Impact. I mean, there's not much else to say about it. It's just kind of it's kind of hard when people talk about swarm hosts. It's hard. It's a really here, I'm gonna go back. Show you guys. Look at something while we're here. It's hard because whenever anyone talks about swarm hosts, these guys, whenever anyone talks about these guys, it's kind of like taboo. And it's kind of hard to get a decent discussion without people going like, "Oh my God, swarm host as Imba, grrr," you know. But I really believe they do have a purpose in this game, even though I know sometimes they're a bitch, especially when you play like Stefano and you see games like Stefano versus Patreus where they just sit there and make infestors and spore crawlers. But the way Impact uses these spore crawlers, I mean. Can't talk. The way Impact uses these swarm hosts are exactly how players should use them. Not just sitting back and turtling, but for actively zoning out your opponent and actively being aggressive. Sure, it's a risky play. You could say it's a risky play because if Impact wasn't completely ahead, he could just lose these swarm hosts and lose the game. That's a fair point to make. However, it's the swarm hosts that got him ahead in the first place. That's the key. And people might say, well, he might not have enough time to get swarm hosts out next game. Well, that's the point of being active on the map, both with map control and with your units. As long as you counterattack even once, you can delay your even if you lose a few units, you can delay your opponent for 2 minutes, 2 minutes. And as a Zerg player, getting 1 or 2 minutes more to defend an attack is an absolute godsend in certain situations. So basically, Zerg players, what you can learn here: do counterattacks, they're good. Make swarm hosts and don't turtle with them. Don't be a bitch. Don't be a swarm host bitch. I'm kidding. If you go swarm host, I'm sorry, but really have good map presence. Know what your opponent's doing. Know the timings that your opponent's going to make with their attacks. And if you go swarm hosts, use them for offense. Sometimes they can pay. They can pay great dividends. Thank you guys for watching. Follow me on my YouTube channel. Subscribe. Follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/CDGCoreZone. I'm going to be streaming a lot starting next week. Streaming my random games. Raging, hopefully not as much as I should, as I usually do. Also, if you have any comments about this video, any concerns, please look at the TL. Please post them either in the comments on this video or in the TL thread. Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.